Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for April of 2024. It's great to have you, Taurus. We're going to get 3 cards here. Let's hop right into it. I'm going to make the readings a little bit longer this month because last month we had some technical difficulties in getting the readings out. We're going to have 3 more cards over here for the extended if you are interested. Linked up at the top of the comments, Taurus. We have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck here. So this could be a time in April where you're kind of pulling back your energy a little bit. Let's see. You could be doing some shadow work here, Taurus, in the month of April, or this is what's advised. It's either going to happen naturally where you're just going to feel this natural inclination to pull yourself more inward to heal some of these. I'm hearing inner child woundings. This could be something from even a long time ago that you didn't know had these relations. And what I'm seeing here with the 4 of Cups, I'm seeing that, and because I said the word relations, I feel like this has specifically to do with relationships here, Taurus. I'm a Taurus moon, and I've been feeling this way a lot. Like, it's like all consuming for me. And so I feel like other Tauruses are in this spot. And I think it could have something to do with the fact that we have Uranus in our sign, which can kind of like bring things up that need to be addressed. Like this could literally be stuff, Taurus, from like 10 plus years ago. This could be stuff having to do with your family, things that broke your heart. This could have to do with like your own identity. Because with the Hermit, sometimes I look at him as going into this kind of monk-like state where you're doing like astral travel and shadow work so that you can pinpoint who you are, your self-identity. And that's what I'm picking up off of these 2 cards specifically here, Taurus. And this could have to do with your relationships that you've gone through. This could be romantic. This could be family members that you have felt really like let down by, are the words that I'm getting. It's not just disappointment. I'm seeing an imagery, and it's a really sad image. And I relate to this. It's like a kid is just full of joy and really excited. And you could be fully grown here, Taurus, because we have the King of Wands. This could be you. This could be you, King of Wands, 3 of Wands, looking out like into everything that you can be. Like say you have a really good idea here, Taurus, for example, right? And we're going to get deeper into these cards, but let's set the stage for what we're dealing with in April here, Taurus, because this is a big month. I feel like this might even be our biggest month of 2024 for whatever reason. I don't know why. That's just coming through. So let's look at it. Let's really sink our teeth into this. I mean, you could be full grown with the King of Wands here. And what I'm seeing is it's like I'm seeing you blasting into a room with this childlike energy, and you're really excited about something. And it's almost as if the people around you just cannot see that. With the 5 of Pentacles and the 4 of Cups, leading to the 3 of Swords. And this is why, and what I mean by that is like you're feeling obviously like misunderstood. You feel disappointed that the people around you are not seeing your vision for something that is literally like, it's huge. It's something huge with the World card here. Could even be love for some of you with the Lovers and the 10 of Cups. And the Knight of Cups. If this is love for you, Taurus, what I'm getting with the Knight of Cups here, be patient for the right person, because as you're doing this shadow work and getting more in touch and in tune with your personal identity is what I am getting off of this Hermit energy for you here, Taurus. It's like the more you do that, the more you heal from being misunderstood and maybe even people just putting you down or saying things to you that were hurtful. Like you were excited and then somebody came in and was like, yeah, I just don't see it. Like, I just don't see it. If this was love, it's like people could have constantly just let you down again and again. I'm just seeing this imagery of a kid coming in with like this big bright smile, which is this King of Wands energy. It's like a big kid. you know, just coming in like so excited, and then I'm seeing literally a group of people kind of just shooting that down, and just the sunlight radiating off of your face, Taurus. It's like that sun is just dimming down, or the sun is just going behind the clouds. And if that happens again and again and again, which it has for me as well, Taurus, and trust me, this could be family, 10 of Cups. These could be, you know, romantic relationships with the lovers. Whoever this was for you, I feel like it's all of that for a lot of you here. We're in a time, Taurus, where this is actually the work we need to be doing with the Hermit. Like, this is precisely the work that we should be focusing on. I know it doesn't always feel good. But this is what is going to get us to that next level. Like, this is what is going to cause us to be this unstoppable force for like the next 10, 15, 20 years here, Taurus. So if we can just do this hard healing work when it comes to self-identity, like this is an example here, Taurus, and then we're going to get to our cards. This is an example, like with the King of Wands. Say you're really, really excited about something. Practice, and I'm doing this too, practice like just keeping it to yourself. I'm not saying we can't tell somebody. I'm not saying if we're really excited about it that we have to keep it to ourselves with the Hermit. But you might start feeling intuitively like, oh, maybe I'm not going to share that. Or this really matters to me, Taurus may be saying. So I'm going to kind of play with this. I'm going to kind of play with fire with the King of Wands in my lair with the Hermit. It's like I'm seeing a cave, and I'm just seeing like you doing all of these like experiments like in your cave, Taurus. Right? And I feel like the reason for that is because Spirit wants you to get used to being able to hold your brilliant vision. And that's what I'm getting with the Three of Wands. It's literally brilliant. What, like the ideas that you're having, Taurus, with this world energy. I mean, this might even be stuff with Uranus and Taurus that could spark. It's like, it's a level of genius that you're pulling from this Uranian energy here, Taurus, which is an Aquarian energy, where it's like you could be coming up with ideas that are like very innovative. Like you could be combining ideas with the world. And so of course people are going to be like, huh, I don't know what the hell you're talking about here, Taurus. It's like, of course they're not going to understand that, because they're not accessing that raw brilliance like you are here, Taurus. And I feel like part of this shadow work that's going on in the month of April, and I will be doing it right along with you, my friends, is this Hermit energy. It's just focusing on ourselves, how we feel, healing through these traumas of always feeling like people just don't understand us. They don't care to understand. It's like we could explain and explain and explain, and it makes us feel like we just want to go into our shell and hide with the Hermit. So instead of getting to that point, let's just start at that point, Taurus. And take this with a grain of salt. I'm not saying we should always just be in Hermit mode. I'm saying it's just a matter of reading the room and being like, am I just going to be disappointed again? Because if so, I'm just going to be excited by myself. Like, I believe in myself, I think is the lesson for Taurus. I deserve to live the life I want to live. And I feel like it's like a self-love thing that Taurus is going through right now as well. So let's get into these cards. Card number 1 for Taurus is the Page of Swords. Taurus, I just realized you can see my setup over here, so I'm gonna try to move this a little bit. This is all part of the reading. This is an allegory. See, this is some of the back end stuff you could be doing here, Taurus. You know, in your proverbial studio, you know, fixing things, moving things around, learning new things with the Page of Swords here. It's not perfect, but we're good. Speaking of Virgo, right? See, with the Page of Swords, when I was fixing that backdrop, Taurus, it's like I got this image of a magnifying glass, and that is very Page of Swords. Like with the Three of Swords, Hermit, Page of Swords, I'm seeing you kind of zooming in on little adjustments. And I feel like the backdrop example is just like a physical representation of what you could be doing like on the inside with the Hermit. And I feel like the way you're going to access this information on what you need to adjust within your own psyche and your own self and your own identity is by going into this Hermit mode, this meditative space, a quiet time. And it doesn't have to be you sitting and like meditating like, oh, I mean, you could literally just be, you know, everybody does things differently. Like sometimes I like to just sit in my car and like listen to a podcast or listen to music or something. You know, it's not always so spiritual with the Hermit. I feel like sometimes we over spiritualize the Hermit when it could be as simple as maybe you even want to start straightening up your office or something, like how I was fixing my backdrop. It could be something as practical as that with this Virgo energy. I mean, Virgo Page of Swords energy is like zooming in on how we can make something better. And it's interesting because I feel like this has to do with making yourself better. And I'm not saying you're not just amazing as you are, Taurus. I love you just as you are, Taurus. I'm not saying you have to like change anything or make anything better about yourself. It's like you're zooming in. On the Page of Swords, I just keep seeing it as a magnifying glass. And you have to get into this meditative state in order to start picking up on this stuff. This has been happening to me. Like literally what happened with these readings last month. I looked at my YouTube channel and this flash of like sheer terror went over me, and that's why I'm making these readings longer for you guys this month to like pay you back for having to wait. But all of the air signs were not posted. And then the first 2 water signs were not posted. So for like 2 weeks, my channel just didn't have any readings. I don't know what's been going on, Taurus, and it might be the same for you, where it just feels, because I'm a Taurus moon, it feels like everything is so over freaking whelming right now. I'm a Virgo. I'm a Virgo stellium, and usually I don't let stuff like that slide. Like 2 weeks without my videos coming out, like what the hell even happened? It was like 6 p.m. at night. I have a point to this, Taurus. And I literally got in the shower and just like had to just stand in the water in the shower because I felt like I went through a freaking wormhole. I was like, where was I for 2 weeks? Where even was I? Like, I feel like I was on a different planet for 2 straight weeks. And I feel like there's something happening for us, Taurus, is my point with saying this, where we need to really zoom in on ourselves right now. The reason why that happened to me, you know, I have a responsibility to get these readings out. People are paying for these readings on Patreon. I never do stuff like this. I'm usually on top of my game. You know what I'm saying, Taurus? It's like those could be the sorts of things that have been happening to you, or maybe those sorts of things will crop up in April. And I feel like the advice is, the reason why stuff could be kind of messed up in our lives is because we're paying too much attention to other people. Like, we need to go within right now and stay focused on what we're working on. Like, for me, stay more focused on the stuff that I'm working on and in my own emotions as well, not just my work, but like in my emotions. I feel like stuff starts to fall apart around us when we are not taking time for ourselves, when we're kind of confused about even who we are. I'm always having all of these people telling me who I am and who I'm not and who I need to be and whatever, right, Taurus? I don't know. I guess Taurus is controversial. Uranus and Taurus, Uranian energy. That's literally like the contrarian of society. So I don't know, Taurus. I hope that this applies to you in some way, what I'm saying here. I'm not just like rambling, you know? All right, card number 2 is the Wheel of Fortune. See, this is so much bigger than just with the Page of Swords. Like, oh, I'm going to do a little research on how to make my Metamystic channel better. Just as an example, for me as a Taurus moon, it's like, oh, I'm gonna do a little research on and I should, right, Taurus? This can be practical too. This can be fixing my backdrop. This can be trying to make my sound better and my camera focus and all that stuff. But I feel like it's so much deeper with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like it's about to be 2:22 p.m. right now. This is destiny stuff, Taurus. It's like this inner shadow work that we're doing, like healing old wounds that could even be from like childhood and like past relationships, romantic and otherwise. It's like all this stuff, it does connect. It really does connect. And I feel like with the Page of Swords, it should almost be like this, actually. Page of Swords looking into your destiny. It's like as you start doing the shadow work here, Taurus, and healing yourself. Healing is kind of the wrong word. It's more observing your own self. It's like if you could just go out of your body right now and look at your own self and observe your own self. It's 2:22 p.m. now. Kind of like, who is Taurus really? Who are you? You know, what do you care about? Looking into that and finding the answers to that with this Wheel of Fortune energy is really how I'm seeing this Page of Swords. Like, this is deep. This is very, very deep. This is like a deep well of Taurus turning in on themselves with this Hermit energy so that we can show up and show out in the world in the way that we want to be presented. Like in the person that we actually are, Taurus. Like instead of, like I said, the reason why I was like off track on my readings is because there literally, no lie, Taurus, were like 20 different distractions coming at me from every possible angle. And you could be feeling the same way. So it's like Spirit is really calling us to zoom in on what matters to us with this Wheel of Fortune, like destiny energy, especially with the World card here as well. There's a wrap up happening. There are completions happening from old cycles, and I feel like that's why Spirit is trying to get us into this more quiet place to kind of just take a beat and think about everything we've gone through up until now and kind of recalibrate so that we can move out in a new way into the world is how I'm seeing this, Taurus. Card number 3, Page of Wands. Literally, it scared me because it's like I literally was just saying so that we can move out in a new way into the world. To me, the Page of Swords is that energy. Page of Swords into this world energy. It's like the Page of Swords is like the opposite of the Hermit, right? The Hermit is about being like inward and enclosed and introspective with the Page of Swords Hermit. And then we have this World Page of Wands energy, which is like putting yourself out there and giving it all you've got and being childlike about experiences and having adventures and all of that. It's like we're being prepared is what I'm seeing here, Taurus. Thank you for being here. If you are interested in your extended, it's linked up at the top of the comments. Would love to have you over on Patreon, Taurus, and until next time, you take care. Have a great April.